Okay, everybody, this is E. Marcel Pertu. Welcome to another edition of the original Free Kick, where we're going to preview tonight's contest between Atlanta United and Miami in Major League Soccer. As always, if you want to follow everything that we do, go to thesportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Sports Inquirer. And then finally, subscribe to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes under the Sports Inquirer. Make sure you follow us on there. And whenever we have a new post or any new content, it goes to all those platforms for you to watch and listen. We're recording this on game day, September 29th. So hopefully you're listening to this on the day, or if you're not, this is a good preview for a match you've already watched. But Atlanta United will host Miami today on September 29th. Atlanta had its three-match winning streak snapped on September 25th with a 1-0 loss at Philadelphia. Here is manager of Atlanta, Gonzalo Pineda, on the team rebounding from the defeat.
Yeah. I mean, there are times like that. Like obviously, it was very disappointing result, but most of it was the performance of the team. It was disappointing for everyone. I mean, as a coach, as a player, it was a disappointing performance. But it's just good just to turn it around and just move on and look forward for the next game. I think the players, they are ready to perform. They look like they want to perform well. They reflect on their own performances. We talk and we discuss things, and I think the team is in a better place now.
And it was not a good effort for Atlanta. They were dominated offensively. Philadelphia outshot them 18-6. They outshot them as far as shots on target 9-2. Philadelphia had more corner kicks, even possession, where we've seen Atlanta in the high 50 percentage, even into the 60s, and they only led in possession 51% to 49%. So they were outshot, out aggressive, and did not have the ball as much as it normally does. So just not a good situation overall for Atlanta. Here is Pineda on the team. Not only he just played the rebounding from the loss, but here he is on the lessons learned from the defeat.
Yeah, of course, it's always like that. Maybe I didn't message enough to to do the little things that we need to do every time we're on the field, and it's not just jogo bonito and toca toca and tiki taka, and sometimes we need to put the effort in because there are teams like Philadelphia that they go all in, they go with full intensity, they press all the time, and they are willing to take any mistake you make. And so in those moments, we need to be a bit tougher. We need to put the effort in. We need to chase. We need to press. But also we need to play. And it seems like the other day we just forgot about just playing and enjoying the game. So we are coming back to that. The preparation has been good. The message is we need to enjoy, but we also need to put the effort in. And I think they know. They know. It was a good couple sessions before this game.
And one spotlight from the contest was Brad Guzan, the goalkeeper and team captain, made 8 saves in the which is second all time in club history in an MLS match. He was an active goalkeeper, but he was also an unhappy goalkeeper after the contest. Here he is on just the lack of effort from Atlanta in the defeat.
I mean, listen, you can take the tactics out of it when you don't bring the intensity and the mentality that you need to compete in these games, especially on the road in MLS. And so that part is frustrating because we had such a great week last week in terms of results, in terms of performances, being on the front foot, being lively. And so then to come out the way we did, that part is frustrating. You know, I think you look at the first half, at one point, I think their back line was probably playing 15, 20 yards in our half. It's going to be impossible to try and get out of a space like that when there's 20, 21 guys, 15 yards in our own half trying to build up. And we never once threatened behind. I think it was the 43rd minute when Miles played a direct ball over the top to Marcelino. Next thing you know, he's one-on-one in the box. I know that's not a chance. It's a half chance. But listen, I mean, you now all of a sudden threaten behind them, and you force them to think, oh, wow, I can't just camp out inside their own half. And so we could talk about the tactics. We talk about the midfield. We could talk whatever. For me, it wasn't about that today, and that's why it's frustrating. It it's down to us as players to make sure that we come in with the right mentality, the right energy that's needed for these games. Like I said, we talked about this being a playoff game. You can tell I'm pissed now, right? Like it's frustrating because I know we have the quality, I know we have the ability to do this, and then we come out and think that we're untouchable, and we're playing at generous and say 50%. That's not going to cut it in this league.
You hear the emotions, just not very happy with the situation in Philadelphia, but they have to turn the page and move on to Miami. It's a very important match if you look at the table for the Major League Soccer playoffs. For a reminder, the top 7 teams in each conference makes the playoffs. Atlanta currently sits in 8th place in the Eastern Conference standings with 36 points, 1 point below the playoff line. Miami is currently in 10th place with 32 points. They're coming off of a bad loss themselves. They were defeated by Nashville SC 5-1 at home on September 22nd. So, and Miami has not had a good. They had a bad loss. Atlanta had a bad loss. Both teams are outside the playoff picture right now. Here is Guzan on the importance of this Miami contest.
Yeah, we've already talked about that. Listen, you put this game behind us. You know, we have to move on. We have to reflect on it. But we've got to be able to move on because the game Wednesday is huge, plain and simple. And it's easy to talk about it, but we need to make sure that come Wednesday night when we cross the white line, that we're ready for an absolute battle because they know that their playoff hopes are on the line. Ours are as well. The margins are so fine. And so we need to make sure that in all aspects of the game that we're ready to compete. And listen, I believe we will be. You know, sorry, Wings. But, you know, we need to make sure that we're ready to compete. And like I said, we talked about being, you know, understanding this tonight wasn't good enough or this afternoon wasn't good enough, isn't acceptable, and we need to make sure we correct that.
And it's very interesting if you look at the series of Atlanta and Miami. Miami FC or CF, excuse me, is the newer expansion franchise than Atlanta. But the Five Stripes have had their struggles against Miami. They have not defeated them once in 5 meetings. They've lost to them twice, and they've drawn 3 times against Miami. 0-1-1 at home and 0-1-2 on the road. This is the second of 3 meetings between the 2 teams this regular season. They played in Miami on May 9th, and that was a 1-1 draw. This is the second of 3, and the third one's on October 27th. But here is George Bello of Atlanta on facing Miami and rebounding from that Philadelphia loss.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like we're all looking forward to playing this game tomorrow. And it's always good to say, like, we don't have a good game. It's always good to have a game so close so we can bounce back even quicker and get back onto the way we were playing before. Because everyone knows, like, we didn't play well in Philly. But we watched film on it. We learned from those mistakes, and we just try to better it tomorrow. So, like I said, I'm happy that the game is coming in such a short span so we can continue going on our path. I felt like we were probably sloppy with the ball a lot, and like the intensity wasn't there. So like if you're playing like that away against a team like Philly, it's going to be hard to get a result. So I mean, it's not going to be perfect all the time. No games are going to be 100% where the team is playing like perfect football. So I mean, we just, like I said, we learn from it and we keep going.
Atlanta will have the full services of 2 main players. Some will argue the 2 top players on the entire team, and they'll be ready and available for the match. We'll start off with Joseph Martinez. The striker leads the team with 9 goals this season. He has 99 in all competitions for Atlanta. He did not play in that Philadelphia contest, dealing with a knee injury. He sat out that contest, but he is available and ready to go against Miami. Here is Pineda on Martinez's availability and managing that knee injury.
Or it was more of a day-by-day management with him. I still feel that his knee has some overload. So obviously I want Joseph every minute of every game. He's a fantastic player, and the team needs his presence on the field. Just his presence, he just inspires the rest of the players, I think. And it's just I need to be careful with not overloading his knee. and that's my only concern I have. So maybe I manage a couple minutes here and there. I don't know. Depends of the game. Depends of how Joseph is feeling. I have a very good communication. I feel like I have a very good communication with Joseph, and if he feels something, he's gonna let me know. If I see something, I might take him out, and just for his own benefit. So it's just managing him. Again, first of all, as a person, he's a human being. He's not Joseph Martinez, the super striker. Yes, that's after being Joseph, just Joe. And so I need to manage him also, his mentality, his willingness to help the team every time, and try to balance a little bit. I have to make tough choices, sometimes take him out of a lineup because he's the best for him. And then I hope the best for Joseph is at the end of the year. And then he has to play every game.
And another player that should be available and full time ready to go is Miles Robinson. Now, he did play in that Philadelphia contest, but remember, he sat out about 10 days before that Philadelphia contest, just resting and rehabbing from his stint with the U.S. national team during their qualification period a few weeks ago. So he did come back for the Philadelphia match, but he should be back and ready to go in full form. And that's very important because he leads all of MLS in dual success rate at 69.11%. He really's put himself in line to be defender of the year or right in consideration for it. But here is Robinson on Facing Miami.
I think it's just about playing with our style, like our mentality, just moving the ball quick and, just fast-paced attacking, soccer. So, and then just trying to, limit their, best players on the ball who are, creative players. But if we can just, pick up our intensity, and our, movements in general, I think we should be, in a good spot.
Yeah, so it's a crucial contest for both teams as they look to find themselves in the playoff picture and put themselves right in that spot. We'll have a recap of the contest probably tomorrow, which will be September 30th. We'll definitely do a recap as far as another edition of the original Free Kick. We'll try to do a write-up as well if possible. But make sure you go to thesportsinquirer.net to see all of that stuff, as well as our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under the Sports Inquirer. And then finally, subscribe to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and wherever you get your content to keep up with everything that we have going on. Until next time, good fight, good night, and be safe.